What's up, YouTube? I am Z-Town Train, and this is just a basic dude vlog. And I wanted to look at this today. We have something I ordered off Amazon. Now, if you remember looking through our fishing kits, like the Placino fishing kit and the Weeder fishing kit, out of two fishing kits, we only got 2 Senko worms. There were 2 gold-colored Senko worms in the Placino kit. But there's all kinds of stuff to do wacky rigs with. So there's all kinds of things in there in order to set up a wacky rig. So I figured we needed some Senko worms. And this is the best deal for them on Amazon. So these are the Damidel 30 worms. These are the 5.5 inch or 10, that's 10 centimeters. Crazy. 5.5 inch or 10 centimeter worms. These come in at 0.35 ounces, and they're made in China. These are impregnated these are salted. So they have some kind of attractant in them. I don't know yet if that works because I haven't fished them yet. But I thought that we would look at them together. Now, if you get the 10 centimeter worms like these, you get 30 of these Senkos for $9.99. Which is just a steal. $10 for 30 Senko worms is a crazy good buy. And if we take a look here, we got this darker colored. It's sort of a black blue with blue metal flake. This one is kind of an orange gold with gold metal flake. Green, dark green with green metal flake. Sort of an olive color, and we got kind of my favorite, which is the cinnamon or blood red color. I like the color, but I like it because I like to look at that color. That it really has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not that color actually catches more fish or not. I just enjoy it. So I thought that while we looked at these and kind of opened the set up and tested them out, took a look at them, we could think about whether or not these really were a good buy. So we could open it up, take a look, and we'll see how good I actually did for 10 bucks. Now, supposedly having an attractant in them, these were folded, and this is just a regular Ziploc bag. It was sealed, and it feels like there's attractant in there, but I do not know if they're going to be drying out, so don't take me at my word. It doesn't feel dried out. Got this olive colored one. They feel pretty good. They feel right. So here's the thing, right? A lot of times when you fish a Senko rig, you fish a wacky rig. And you can get a wacky rig tube to set up these O-rings for the wacky rig, like this, to make it makes your wacky rig just a little bit more durable. You can go directly through this with a hook and run a wacky rig with a hook through your worm, and it's gonna finesse its way down and bring it back up, and no problem, right? But sometimes you want to add the O-ring. It just adds durability to it. Some guys fish it this way. I fished it multiple ways, and the thing is that right now I don't have that tube that they use to put this guy on there. And I was thinking, since this is a cheap gear channel, how can we, as cheap gear enthusiasts, get that O-ring on there easy? I don't have the rigging tube on me right now. I think I might buy one. They're only $6 or $7. But then I thought, well, what if we tried the barrel of a pen? And I'm not sure if this is going to work. We're trying it together. So we have the barrel of this gel pen. It looks like it's a G2. Yep, Pilot G2. And if you're going to use a gel pen, you might as well use a good one. Let's see how far it goes up it. Okay, so on this side of the pin, it doesn't do anything. I'm sure that if I cut this off, that it would make a perfect size barrel for it. But I also don't want to waste my pen. So let's try this other side. And he does go up it, but can we get an O-ring over this barrel any easier than we can get an O-ring over this worm? Well, let's try it. No promises. It's going to be tough. This is why the tubes exist. All right. So right over the barrel, right there. And then we're just going to take our worm right up the barrel of that G-tube pin. I mean, this is a cheap gear channel. I'm not the kind of guy that is into spending money on every single thing. I mean, I'm dead serious when I say eventually I am going to buy just the damn rig and tube. Not that cheap, you know what I mean? But also, that worked perfectly fine. Our O-ring is on our Senko worm. Sorry about the focus not being perfect on these videos. Sometimes, this is a new thing I'm trying out, is this top-down view. So now we have our O-ring on our Senko worm, just using the barrel of this pin. But let's see if it would have been just as easy to put an O-ring on a worm without the pin. I don't know if this is just going to roll up it or not. You know, honestly, there's way less steps just putting it on there. And maybe because there's a tractant, it didn't matter, you know, because it's a little bit slick. Maybe it doesn't feel like it's wet, and my fingers don't feel wet. Maybe it just kind of gave him a little extra lube, a little extra love there, and he slid right up, didn't he? So I mean, you could spend the $6 or $7 and have the tube that you slide this into, and you slide the rings up onto the worm, or you can just slide the ring up on the worm. I mean, it kind of worked both ways for me. I don't know if it works that way. There are some larger, thicker Senkos that maybe that wouldn't work with. Let's take a look here. What do we got? You can wacky rig all kinds of things. So you can do little offset hook action like this one, or you can do these kind of specialized circle hooks. Where are you, buddy? Let's see. Do I have any in here? Wow. I might have them. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm silly. So I put all the stuff actually in here. That's magic. You kind of have the little wacky rig hook, but you also have, like, you know, I mean, it's not, I think that specialized gear for different lures is great. You don't have to. It just makes things work better a little bit, right? So then we just kind of, it's so interesting to do this through the lens of the camera. Just kind of give him the old 1-4. That's a little bit too far for me. I don't like that. A little bit easier when I don't. And now that is going to drop. So a lot of people say that fishing with a wacky rig is almost like kind of easy or something, right? That it's almost cheating, but I don't think it is. It's a finesse bait, in my opinion. You know, you toss them out there, you let them go, you kind of bring them back and forth and sort of entice Mr. Bass into catching up there. So, I mean, you can buy the tube, but you can also put them on by hand. Or you can do like we did and run the barrel of a G2, which was, I thought, pretty cool. And there you go. Now, we're going to do a lot of talking about this rig because we're bass fishing down here. I'm fishing peacock bass. And I saw an awesome channel from Fort Myers. It's one of my favorite channels. And they do this thing called toad fishing. And, man, people mess with those guys way too much. Like, there's no reason. But the whole thing about it is that they said that it's easier. The guy in the video said it was easier to catch fish down here on live bait. And I think that's probably true anywhere. But live bait doesn't last very long, and being an inexpensive gear channel, I'm moving over into a lot of lures because I just don't want to burn a ton of money on live bait all the time. The best worms that I found so far are the same name brand as Walmart, but I don't get them at Walmart. I get them at a bait shop out by Mount Lachey. And whenever I buy a bucket of those worms, those things last for like 3 weeks. Like, it's 30 red worms and they last forever and they don't seem to be suffering at all. So why not just buy them there? Haven't caught, we're not having fishing issues, man. I get skunked all the time right now. So we're trying to get away from getting skunked all the time. Anyway, I thought that I would talk about these and kind of review them. So these are the Damidel 5.5 inch or 10 centimeter worms, Senko worms. They also come in 14 centimeters. The 14 centimeters are $15, and the 5.5 inch or 10 centimeters were $9.99. So, checking out these worms. I am Z-Town Train. This is just a basic dude vlog, and I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed my video. If you ever want to take a look at more stuff like this, we could open the rest of these up, I guess. I just didn't want to make a mess, really. But I think that these worms are like a 4 out of 5 because I haven't caught a fish. If I catch a fish with this, we're doing 5 out of 5, boys. All right. You guys have an awesome day. Thank you very much. You have a good day. Bye-bye.